Hello, everybody. This is Laura from Healthy Carnivore. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel if this information is something that you like. If it's something you think can help somebody else, share that out. And you're always welcome to add anything in if you want to put it in the comments. If there's things you want me to go over as a nurse with you and as a keto carnivore person, please put it in the comments and I will get to that. Tonight's topic is from a viewer that I'm going to go over with you guys. So, some background on myself is I am a registered nurse. I have been a nurse for over 22 years. I started keto in 1991 out of absolute desperation. It wasn't called keto, it was just low carb. I threw away everything carbohydrate wise, other than a few vegetables, meat, and very low fat. And then in 2019, with my hormones wrecked, my stomach wrecked, everything wrecked from low fat and the fake sugars. I then transitioned over to carnivore. And 3 years ago, I transitioned to Lion to see if I could even get better health outcome by doing that, which I have been able to do so. And I've been able to reintroduce some things back in, such as cheese once a week. Can't buy a whole package. If I buy the whole package, I'll eat the whole package and then I'm in trouble. I can do eggs as long as they are farm raised, true, no bull crap added to them type chickens. So I can do those. So, yes, your body can heal and then you can hopefully get back some of those things. I would never tell somebody like do this and then go back to standard American diet. No, I would never do that. All the patients that I work with, I never am like, yeah, you're doing so great on your standard American diet and your 44 bottles of pills out there in the kitchen. They're doing you a great job. So I would never do that. So tonight's discussion is over black seed oil. Um, so sometimes it's called black cumin seed oil. It comes from the seeds of a Nigella sativa plant. It's a flowering plant. It is native to South West Asia. Like I said, it's also sometimes called black cumin seed oil, not to be confused with cumin or caraway, not the same thing. So, some of the known benefits for this, if you're going to do like for external, which you can do, and it wouldn't matter if you're carnivore, keto, ketovore, standard American diet, you could do this. So it's anti-inflammatory. So it does help, like putting it on somebody's face in a carrier oil. I would do like castor, maybe some organic olive oil and some black seed oil, especially if you have like acne prone areas. Um, I have had some people who wanted face serum that was like specifically like they just had a lot of acne, and I added it in their bottles of the stuff I sell already. So it also can help with eczema and psoriasis. The other thing is it is antimicrobial. So it does fight off skin infections and can even help with minor irritations, like if you get contact dermatitis, or, like I go out and pull weeds in my husband's garden, and just bumping a tomato plant, when I come in, I will have red, speckly all the way down my arm, anywhere that that's touched. So I do always wash it off right away and get the oils off of the plant off of me. But if I put that seed oil on there, the black seed oil, it's gone. It takes it away. The other thing that this is something that took me 6 years into carnivore. I was pulling a bunch of leaves and ivy and stuff the other day, and I got into poison ivy. And I had about 6 spots on my arm. And I used my facial serum and added black cumin seed oil to it and put that on there, and it's gone. I was like, normally, like if you even hint that there is like poison ivy, I would be covered in it. I have numerous times had to go to the hospital and have a shot because it was so bad. It was covering everywhere. And I was like, this is pretty cool. And it has to be that it's carnivore because I got it several times, even the first couple of years of carnivore, but I got it a lot when I was keto. So it definitely, you know, something. Another thing that it's really good for external use is for moisturizing. It's really, really good for dry skin and scalp. You want a really good scalp treatment. I would do frankincense, tea tree, castor oil, black seed oil, and I would put that in there. And then I get like the clear, like almost like a shower cap. And then I have the most beautiful, um, I forgot, what the hell is it called? Mhm. I didn't eat yet today because it was too hot and I had so many patients. I didn't get anything. I did not have time to stop for lunch. So, anyway, so, but I have a really bonnet. That's the word. So, really pretty bonnet that I put on over that and do that treatment overnight. I used to have dandruff a lot because I've always had really, really dry hair, dry scalp. Yeah, and it's gone. So, yep. So Tara is asking questions. Hey Charlie. Hey B, yes, you're welcome for the video. Yes, you could add it in with your tallow lotion. Like if you're making your own tallow lotion, the portion that I tell you to do, like the olive oil, you could do like half and half. Half of the amount of olive oil, half of the amount of the seed oil. And the brand that I use for like the external use is ZHOU. So I want to make sure I know it's backwards, but it's ZHOU at the top there where it says it. That's the one that I use. It is organic, virgin, and it is cold pressed. So that's the one that I use. Yes. Um, Another thing that it can be used for, and I have somebody right now that I'm doing this on, kind of. I'm making up something, and the person's husband is putting it on. We'll just say it that way. For wound healing, especially somebody that has like bacteria resistance, like they're resistant to antibiotics. I think this is something you absolutely could potentially try. And I think you always want to do a test, a patch test. You want to put it on any essential oil, any of these things. You want to put on like a touchy area, like the thin skin on your wrist or up here inside the elbow, and give it 5-10 minutes. See if you have any reactions to it before you would put a whole thing on. Okay. So you want to be careful of that. So some of the internal uses that you could use this for. Now, I'm going to say that there are always the carnivore police and purist who say they don't take anything that's a plant. They wouldn't drink a tea, a coffee. I guess they won't take an aspirin because it also comes from a plant. That's Everybody has to make their own decisions on that. So if you have really high inflammatory markers and inflammation, this can be taken orally. So I don't have my bottle of the capsules in here. They're out on the dining room table. If you have that, that is something that you can take with food. I would never take it on an empty stomach. It is not the most pleasant of a taste. It's not horrible. It's not like fish oil, but it's got a little bit of a strong taste. But it would be something that you could do. Immune support because it contains the thymoquinone, which is a very popular, powerful antioxidant, been known for a long time, helps with blood sugar regulation. So some studies show that you have had moderate improvement in their blood sugars, changing nothing else but adding that. You know me, I'm like, nope, change everything, like change the diet, change this, and then also add these things in. But digestive support, it can help with bloating and gut health. So that is another thing. And then it has antihistamine properties. It may help with seasonal allergies or asthma by taking it. That is why I added it in, oh, I don't know, last year, maybe around allergy season, because my allergies are really usually horrific and they haven't been. I don't have to use Zyrtec anymore. I will take one of these if I eat a meal that day. I'll take it with my K2D3 because I take it with a fat, um, because I'm allergic to everything. I just haven't had the near as bad of reactions as I used to, and I do have asthma. And so I figure it's not killing me. I eat a pickle every once in a while that's fermented. I ate a handful of mulberries last week too. So if any carnivore police are out there, lock me up. I'm okay with that. I think our ancestors, if they walked past a berry tree, would have eaten a handful of berries as well. So I'm okay with that. I am not a purist. Um, so they're asking, like, is black seed oil keto compatible? And it absolutely is. It is a plant extract. So it is not going to be carnivore pure. But like I said, if you have enough inflammation that's causing you to have issues, if your inflammatory markers are elevated, who cares? I believe that these things are to be used as medicine. I have said that for over 35 years, that I believe most plants were put on the earth for medicinal purposes. And I still feel that way. Um, as it is fat based, and so it's going to fit in with macros. If you're somebody that does macros, I count nothing. On a strict carnivore diet, if you are a purist, they will say that they are not doing any plant compounds, and that's okay for them too. Some people are sensitive to phytochemicals, and sometimes the longer you're doing this, you get less, to that. You don't have as much issues. It's like, 2 years ago, even early last year, if I would have tried a piece of cheese, I'd have been done for 2 weeks. I mean, the histamine response, and as long as I just buy one chunk from, like, and it's got to be aged cheese, I can eat it. But if I get a whole packet, this girl does not know how to moderate. So, yes. Let's see. So Cheryl Hassan says, I still get spots from bad case of poison ivy that she had years ago. Well, she'll have to try this to see if it comes. And get you some castor oil and some organic olive oil, maybe some jojoba and tea tree, and put on those areas that used to, like, where you had the breakout, because that is damaged under there, and help that skin repair itself. And maybe that'll also help with you not having the red spots. Hey, Sandy. So you never know. But I, again, am going to reiterate, if you have inflammation, if you have like an osteoarthritis and you have the inflammation in the joints, any inflammation, I say, why not? Why not give it a try, see if it works? So, if you're doing ketovore or relaxed carnivore, black seed oil could be very useful as a supplement. Um, if you are strict carnivore for elimination purposes, you may want to hold off until you've gotten to the point where you have added in some plants. Um, and some people never do. I don't know that. I mean, I could care less about ever eating a piece of broccoli. Never. I could care less. Yeah, maybe my salsa. I can see being like, yeah, I like my salsa. I might do that. But I could care less if I ever ate a piece of lettuce or spinach or broccoli or cauliflower. Ever. I don't care. And even if I was starving to death, I've got rabbits in the backyard, not pets, but wild rabbits. And they're not red meat, but I will eat them if I have to. Um, so for external use, of course, you can use it whether you're keto, carnivore, or regular standard American. So I'm going to give you kind of a dosing guideline. With that being said, this is not medical advice. I am a registered nurse. I am not a doctor. Hallelujah. Even though, thank God, we have some great doctors out there. But you have to kind of research this on your own, and just know that I have best intentions for everybody. I want everybody to be their healthiest as they can be. And that's why I do this. So, quick dosing would be for internal use. If this is like just general wellness, you can take half a teaspoon to a full teaspoon. You want to start at the half. I would never start out with a whole teaspoon and see how you do. I would definitely take it with food. I would never do this. If you're fasting, I would not do it. I would hold off until you have eaten. It can be taken straight. If you're doing this liquid, I don't know if I could do it straight because just the capsule, no, no. No, I already know I can't, and that's exactly what it smells like if you take the other one too early before you eat and it breaks open. Nope. So, no, I would not do that. I would mix it. It says you can mix it in a little bit of water or put it in your coffee and you won't taste it. Probably tea would be the same. It says take with food. So for a therapeutic dose, so as you know, let's say you have a really bad flare of like arthritis and inflammation and stuff like that. It says you can do up to 2 teaspoons a day, and it's usually like 1 teaspoon in the morning and 1 teaspoon maybe in the evening. It says do not go overboard. Okay. High doses can cause stomach upset and it can also lower your blood pressure. It doesn't do that in everybody, and we don't know the mechanism of action, but it can lower your blood pressure. So don't overdo it. I'm not saying that taking that small half a teaspoon is probably going to do anything like that, but you want to be mindful of that. Um, so hopefully that's helpful. Um, External uses, like I said, you could use a few drops just straight, but I really prefer to add it into a carrier oil. You could add it in with coconut oil. You could use tallow. You could use lard. You could put it in, like, say, you've made a tallow lotion. You can do castor oil, organic jojoba oil. Trying to think what else. Castor, jojoba. What is the other one I use? Oh, you could probably use sweet almond oil too, but a lot of people have skin reactions to sweet almond oil. So I don't really use that in anything unless somebody reaches out to me privately and says, "Hey, can you make me something with this?" And I like that. And it's like, okay. Um, as I said, really good for the face, scalp, and joints. So you could take this internally. If I was going to make this in for joints, because it is in my oh, my aching joints, it is in there. So you can put it in there. You can add some turmeric. I always put a little bit of cayenne to open up the blood vessels in the area. I do like your tea tree, your frankincense, different things like that that I put together. That is directly for like the mad joints. But you could mix it, like I said earlier, to put for the scalp, really good for the scalp and hair. Same with the face. You can put it anywhere, anywhere. And like I said, always make sure that you do a patch test anytime you're doing an essential oil. Okay. Let's see. Darth says the part about eating wild rabbits was not medical advice, it was culinary advice. Thank you. That's right. And I don't really want to eat them. We shoot them to keep them out of his garden. But we do have a couple in the freezer, and they're not bad. But I sure would rather have beef, deer, lamb, elk, I don't know, buffalo, bison, whatever. I guess we don't really have true buffalo anymore. It's just bison. Um, so that I would rather have. But if I am starving, then yes, the bunny fufu is gone. So again, another thing to be mindful of is if you're taking blood pressure medications and blood sugar medications, kind of watch that, make sure, keep track, see if you're getting low, because this can help lower, your blood sugar a little bit. It's not going to be anything too dramatic, but if you're taking a lot of medications to lower your blood sugar or your blood pressure, this being added to it, you just need to be careful. You can try to and don't put it in your eyes. Do not get it in your eyes. It will burn like, oh my. It's not gonna make you blind. It'll finally work itself out, but it'd be like putting turmeric and cayenne in your eye. Don't do it. So be careful there. Just know that you have to kind of know your body, pay attention. If you have a doctor who's willing to help you like manage taking some of these things, most of them, unfortunately, they have no idea. They're not trained in anything holistic like that. So yeah. Let's see, black seed oil isn't heart healthy like other seed oils, is it? Yeah. Um, Everything I looked, I could not find where it is because it has the anti-inflammatory properties where a lot of the other seed oils like your canola oil, your rapeseed, things like that. Those are inflammatory by nature and then also by their processing. So I think some of the processing that they do with this, but just because it has that thymoquinone in it, makes it anti-inflammatory. And I'd say most of these seed oils that we have trouble with, if you took a canola seed and you smashed it and you got the oil out of it, it's kind of real thick and goopy, kind of like snot, okay? Thicker than snot, even like just almost like a rubber you can stretch. If you just ate it, it's probably not even going to hurt you. I mean, if you're real sensitive to plants, it might, but it's the processing and it's the hexane and the stuff that they run through these to make them pretty. And so they don't smell like they've been burnt to a crisp as they were in their, factories. I don't know that they'd be that bad. It's kind of like when you think of nicotine. When you go to Indian reservations that stay natural, do their own, grow their own tobacco, they'll put it up on their huts on the roof and they'll lay all these huge leaves up there and let them sun dry. They don't have emphysema. They don't have heart disease, vascular issues. They don't have it, but it's like the nations that we gave them rations and we gave them cigarettes that were just like the cigarettes the rest of us drank or smoked. Then they ended up with the same diseases, emphysema, all these things. So yeah, I think it would be okay, and especially if you're doing it for a short term use, for inflammation, I think that would be really good. So another thing too, I just wanted to let Tara know that I did get my oil lemon eucalyptus, and I am adding that into my bug spray. So, um, so anyway, that is pretty much it for tonight. I was like, I'm going to go over a little bit of what I'm going to go, what next Mondays, um, information will be over. And like I said, if you have anything that you want me to discuss that you don't think I have, um, you put it in the comments and perfect. Good. Because I'm going to make up a whole bunch. But if you leave it in the comments, I will absolutely get back to you. Or if it's something I can do a video on, I will do so. So next week's video is on cortisol. Okay. So that is a stress hormone. So I'm going to go over that next week, how it can affect the body, causes of high, symptoms of high. And I'd say most of us have all been in that, causes of low, and how you manage cortisol naturally, because there are several ways to do that naturally. So hopefully you learned something from this. And if you did learn something, or somebody that this could help, please share that out with them. I do appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to go change shoes, get into my out and about clothes to where I don't look like I'm a nurse, but I also don't look like I'm homeless. And I'm going to go do a 3-mile walk in the heat. This kind of heat at the end of the day, it's only 90 here. It's not so bad. It was 96 earlier. And I was like, yeah, that's a little too warm. So I'm going to go do that and walk up to the post office and then go for a walk. So I'm going to go do that. You guys, I have a whole bunch of emails to answer and text messages from people. So I am going to go over those too when I get back, because today I did not stop. I don't think I'm probably going to eat today because I am not hungry. So I guess it'll be a 30 some hour fast if I eat tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So we'll just see. It was too hot today, and I really didn't get back to the office till extremely late. So I am not going to starve at all. I think I will do just fine. So thank you guys for being here. And as I always say, meet, heat, eat, and repeat. See ya.